time to our daily news program coming to you here on Canal Algérie. Let's start off with the major headlines. The President of the Republic, Abdelmajid Tebboune, extends a condolences message to the family of General Rashid Harrath, the General Director of Telecommunication Security at the Presidency. The double anniversary of the North Constantine Offensive and the Somam Congress is celebrated across the country amid a festive atmosphere. And cross into the French southern city of Marseille to discover the jewel of the National Transport Company on board of the Badji Mokhtar cabin cruiser. Good evening and welcome back. We start off our news with the President of the Republic, Abdelmajid Tebboune, who sent a message of condolences to the family of General Rashid Harrath, the General Director of Telecommunication Security at the Presidency, who passed away in a traffic accident. The President of the Republic wrote the following: "It is with deep sorrow that I received the sad news of the General Rashid Harrath, the General Director of Telecommunication Security at the Presidency, who passed away in a traffic accident. I would like to extend my deepest feelings of condolences to the family of the late, as well as to the People's National Army, praying Allah Almighty to welcome him in his vast paradise and grant his family patience and courage to overcome this ordeal. To Allah we belong, and to him we shall return," concluded the President of the Republic. And similar condolences were extended by the Army General Chief of Staff of the National People's Army, Saeed Chingriha, and on behalf of the PNA, the most sincere condolences following the passing away of General Rashid Harrath, the General Director of Telecommunication Security at the Presidency, who died due to a traffic accident. May Allah welcome him in his vast paradise and grant his family patience and courage. To Allah we belong, and to him we shall return. In a different context, Algeria celebrated on Sunday the National Day of Mujahid, coinciding with the double anniversary of the North Constantine Offensive and the Somam Congress. On this occasion, the President of the Republic addressed a potent message to the nation, during which he recalled the sacrifices made by the Algerian people during the glorious Liberation War and called on the nation to inspire from our valiant martyrs for the edification of the new Algeria. On the same occasion, the Minister of Mujahideen Leider Biga paid a visit to the province of Mila, where this year's official festivities of the National Day of Mujahid were held and several public institutions were inaugurated. A vibrant tribute was paid to a host of national figures as a token of gratitude to their immense sacrifices for Algeria's freedom and independence. In commemoration of the Algerian Liberation War martyrs, the small house that housed the Somam Congress is now serving as a museum that welcomes visitors eager to discover more about their country's glorious history. Story by Najah Dayar.
20th, 1956, in this modest residence located in the village of Ifrious Lagan near Bdaya, the Somam Congress was held, a pivotal stage in the history of the Liberation War against the French colonial yoke. The Somam Congress, which succeeded in uniting the different political factions, the National Liberation Front has also succeeded in bringing together and uniting the Algerian people in the liberation fight. We learned a lot of our history today and of what the martyrs did to liberate our dear country. We had the chance to visit this historical site where the National Liberation Front held the Somam Congress, that is considered the cornerstone of the Algerian Liberation War. We came to discover this museum. We have to preserve this place in our whole country. I hope our generation protects our history and our martyrs' memory. The members of the Congress, the place, the aspect of the meeting's secrecy, all these elements ensure the success of the Somam Congress. It was in this house where the National Liberation Front gathered to discuss and work out the fight strategies for independence on all levels: political, military, sociological and even cultural. They also set the objectives of the liberation war that continued until the independence of Algeria on July 5th, 1962. The Soumam Congress was a crucial milestone that led to the Algerian Revolution triumph and made it possible to mark out the independence recovery path and the national sovereignty.
Baji Mukhtar III, the grand and luxurious ship of the National Maritime Transport Company, is now the star of the Mediterranean basin, notably by its fine trips between Algiers and Marseille, transporting the Algerian community abroad. Najah Tayyar once again.
This great ship, named Baji Mukhtar III, is the largest and the most sumptuous cabin cruiser of the National Maritime Transport Company that crosses the Mediterranean Sea from Algiers to Marseille. I live in France since 57 years and I come to Algeria every year, and now I discovered the Baji Mukhtar ship. It is magnificent and very comfortable. I like very much the restaurants, the decor is lovely as well, and the people are so kind. We were warmly welcomed. The ship is very clean and the food is great. The Baji Mukhtar III is distinguished by its charming decor with magnificent paintings of art adorning the walls, illustrating the Algerian culture in all its diversity. Also a terrace and a play area for the children, all for the passengers to enjoy their times at most. In addition to that, the Algerian ambience fills the ship with its menu, music and perfect hospitality. I live in England and it's my first time getting aboard this ship. The experience is amazing. I loved the decor and the children loved it as well, given that it represents the Algerian culture. It is our first time on board the Baji Mukhtar III. It is a great ship, to be honest, and we were even surprised. It is now the best ship that I know. Worth to be mentioned that the staff team spare no effort to ensure the comfort of all the passengers. The services are amazing and everything is perfectly set. In July, we have transported nearly 24,000 passengers and it will yet increase. We do our best to keep everything perfect and we ask the passengers to do the same. This ship is for all of us. This ship has the capacity of 1,800 and 600 vehicles, 440 rooms and 300 armchairs and many other comfort and amusement means. This ship is made for our community established abroad. We urge them to maintain it perfectly as we do. After 18 hours of crossing the sea, the Baji Mukhtar III arrives to Algiers coast with the passengers all excited to be in their country after the unique trip they've enjoyed.
In a different context and as part of consolidating the bilateral relations between Algeria and South Africa, a new airline was inaugurated on Sunday. 2 daily flights are now scheduled between Algiers and Johannesburg. This was announced under the joint supervision of the Transport Minister Youssef Sharfa and the Minister of Finance Al-Aziz Faid, who confirmed his participation in the BRICS meeting representing the President of the Republic. And the stay of the last group of children from the Algerian community established in France is coming to an end with a memorable evening where traditional dances and songs united hearts and created moments of joy, allowing them to get closer to their origins. Ines Kilou reports.
The children of the Algerian community living abroad spent their last night in Algeria after a stay in Ain Timushint province, leaving behind them some unforgettable memories in a convivial atmosphere of traditional dances and songs.
أنا جيت من مارسيل
I came from Marseille. I had the opportunity to pray Friday prayer or Al-Jumu'ah at the mosque and then recite the Holy Quran. I visited lots of historical monuments that I really enjoyed. I enjoyed the organized trips. There is a great atmosphere here.
For many of these children, it was their very first visit to Algeria. Everything had been carefully prepared to give them a memorable experience. We received more than 900 children. It was their very first visit to Algeria. Everything had been carefully prepared to give them a memorable experience. These children had the opportunity to visit and discover their country, learn about their origins, and bear with them good memories. The initiative is a way of strengthening the bonds of solidarity and fraternity between all the children of Algeria, a cultural and recreational experience they will never forget.
To Niger now, where the latest floods caused by heavy rainfall resulted so far in the death of 27 people and the injury of others. Floods which worsened the already chaotic social situation in the country, despite the several attempts and calls to return to the constitutional legitimacy. Still with the international news, the Zionist occupation authorities arrested on Sunday 3 Palestinians from Al-Quds and southern Nablus, according to the body in charge of detainees. And entire cities have been burning for weeks. In Canada, more than 200,000 people had to evacuate their homes, while in Spain, the firefighters are battling the uncontrollable fires. More details with Ines Kilou.
In Europe, blazes have devastated thousands of hectares of forests around the Mediterranean. Greece has been seriously hit with forest fires, ravaging the islands of Rhodes, Corfu, Evea, and other regions. In all, almost 5,000 hectares were destroyed last month. In Spain, 18 Ferry and Canaries Islands have been battling a devastating fire for the past 4 days, with around 4,000 hectares decimated in a 42 kilometers area. Given the weather conditions and the topography of the island, the Spanish archipelago is facing its most complicated fire for 40 years. Portugal, Italy and France have also been hit by the devastating fires, with record temperatures reaching 47 degrees Celsius in some areas. In North America, the situation is also critical and alarming. In Canada, more than 30.7 million hectares of forests have been reduced to ashes as a result of the forest fires that have been raging since the beginning of the year. According to the Canadian Interagency Forest Fire Centre, more than 1,000 forest fires were recorded on Saturday in Canada. In the United States, the island of Maui in the Hawaii archipelago has been affected over the past days by the deadliest wildfires to hit the American state in more than a century, with 106 deaths recorded so far. The death toll is likely to rise, according to the regional authorities.
And with that, we come to the end of our today's program. Thank you for tuning in, and goodbye.